Hello friends, this is Richa's Basic Science and welcome to the second part of the topic structure of the atom. So if you remember in an earlier video we have discussed about Thomson model, and according to Thomson the structure of atom is like this, and if you remember this model is also known as watermelon model, and in this model the positive part, which is known as proton, is evenly spread and the electrons are embedded in this. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the Rutherford model. Okay, so let's see what is the Rutherford model. His model was very different from Thomson model, and his experiment was also very different. So let's see his experiment. I make a model here to describe the Rutherford model, Rutherford experiment actually. Okay, so let's see what was his experiment and what was his result and observation. Okay, so this is the model of his experiment, and what he did, he actually bombarded alpha particle on the gold foil, and then he took some result from that experiment. So this is the source of alpha particles. This is a radioactive material, and this material was radon, and he used this material as a alpha particle. So let's see what is alpha particle. Actually alpha particle is alpha particle was identical to helium atom. Okay, and the number of protons in alpha particles are 2, and the number of neutron is also 2. The charge on this alpha particle is plus 2, and the mass, total mass on alpha particles are 4u. The symbols, this is the symbol of alpha, so this is the alpha particle, and this is the alpha particle, and it is identical to the helium nucleus. Okay, so these alpha particle he bombard from this source to the gold foil. Okay, let's see. So this is the source of alpha particle. Okay, and this is the lead plate, and this is the lead plate. So why he used this plate? He used this plate to concentrate these alpha particles. So from here the alpha particle, when released from here, they will directly bombard on the gold foil. So that's why he used this plate to concentrate the alpha particle. Okay, so this is the source of alpha particle. This is the lead plate to concentrate the alpha particles, and this is gold foil, and this is the photographic plate, which is made up of fluorescent material. So whenever the alpha particle struck on this gold foil, so they will flash a tiny flashlight from this portion. The tiny flashlight was produced at that point. Okay, so why he used this gold foil? I explain you that why he used this lead plate. Now the question is why he used this gold foil. So he used it because gold is most malleable metal, and and he wanted the thinnest layer as possible, and that gold foil was 1000 atom thick. Okay, so he used this metal because it is most malleable metal, and he can make easily a very thin foil from this metal. Okay, तो थोड़ा सा इस एक्सपेरिमेंट को हम और अच्छे से समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. सपोज करिए कि आपके पास एक बॉल है, ठीक है, और ये बॉल आप एक वॉल पर थ्रो करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली आप ये एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि ये वॉल जो है वो बाउंस बैक होकर आपके पास आएगी. लेकिन अगर ये बॉल जो है वो बॉल को स्ट्रक करने के बाद वापस ना आए और ये उसको क्रॉस करके बाहर निकल जाए, ठीक है, तो ये एक एक्सपेरिमेंट जो आपके लिए होगा ये बहुत ही सरप्राइजिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट होगा, क्योंकि आप तो ये सोच रहे थे कि जब हम बॉल को थ्रो करेंगे तो बॉल बाउंस बैक होकर हमारे पास आ जाएगी, बट ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है. ये बॉल जो है वो वॉल को क्रॉस करके बाहर निकल जा रही है. तो कुछ ऐसा ही हुआ था रदरफोर्ड के साथ, क्योंकि मैंने जैसा आपको बताया कि रदरफोर्ड का जो भी एक्सपेरिमेंट था वो थॉमसन के मॉडल पर बेस्ड था। और उन्होंने ये सोचा था कि जो मॉडल होता है एटम का वो कुछ इस तरीके से होता है कि पॉजिटिवली चार्ज जो मास होता है, जो मास यानी कि मास मतलब प्रोटॉन, तो जो मास होता है किसी भी एटम का वो इवनली स्प्रेड होता है। तो जब भी अल्फा पार्टिकल यहाँ पर इस गोल्ड फायर को स्ट्रक करेगा तो वो वापस बाउंस बैक हो जाएगा। ठीक है, ये उन्होंने सोचा था। लेकिन हुआ क्या कि आपने ये बॉल जो आपने वॉल पे थ्रो की है, ये बॉल वॉल पे ना जाकर, वॉल सपोज करिए कि ये फेंस से बनी हुई है और ये बॉल उस फेंस को क्रॉस करके बाहर निकल जा रही है। तो कुछ ऐसा ही इनके साथ कुछ ऐसा ही एक्सपीरियंस हुआ था। तो इस एक्सपेरिमेंट को उन्होंने अपना जब उन्होंने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया तो उन्होंने व्हाट ही सेड एट दैट टाइम, ही सेड दैट सपोज द रिजल्ट वाज लाइक दैट, इफ यू आर फायरिंग अ बुलेट on a tissue paper and that bullet was returning to you। तो ये कुछ इस तरह का उनके लिए एक एक्सपेरिमेंट था कि वो उन्होंने कुछ सोचा था कि शायद वो बाउंस बैक होगा, बट वो उसको क्रॉस करके बाहर निकल गए। तो व्हाट वाज द ऑब्जर्वेशन, क्योंकि जो उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व किया था वो तो उन्हें नहीं मिला, तो व्हाट वाज द रियल ऑब्जर्वेशन। ओके, सो द ऑब्जर्वेशंस वाज, so let's see what was the observation. And the observation was that most of the alpha particle, these are the blue line are showing as the alpha particle, so most of the alpha particle, the alpha particle which is coming from this source, so most of the alpha particle they passed the gold foil. Most of the alpha particle, these are the atoms of the gold, so most of the alpha particle they passed the gold. This is his first observation. The second observation was small fraction of alpha particle. You can see here the small fraction of alpha particle was deflected by small angle. They deflect from the small angles. It means जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया फेंस में अगर आप एक बॉल को थ्रो करोगे तो अगर वहाँ पे वायर है, तो अगर वायर के ऊपर की लेयर पे अगर आपकी बॉल वहाँ पर स्ट्रक करती है तो ऑब्वियसली वो बॉल जो है बिल्कुल बाउंस बैक नहीं होगी, वो थोड़ा सा एक एंगल बना के नीचे गिर जाएगी। तो ऐसे ही कुछ हुआ कि स्मॉल फ्रैक्शंस ऑफ अल्फा पार्टिकल वाज डिफ्लेक्टेड बाय स्मॉल एंगल्स। ओके, एंड very few bounced back, very few were deflected by the angle of 180 degree. Exactly, when they struck on the nucleus they bounced back with 180 degree. So these were the observation by the Rutherford. So that's why he was very surprised, because what he thought and what he got was totally different. Okay, so after, on the basis of these observation, what was the conclusion? Let's see the conclusion. The conclusion where the first was most of the space inside the atom is empty. So Rutherford, what he conclude that the most of the space inside the atom is empty. You can see here, this is the atom and this is the nucleus. So most of the space is this is the empty. And so because why he conclude that, because the alpha particle they passed through gold foil without any deflection, because they passed this gold foil without any deflection. So what he suggests, that most of the space in the atom is inside the atom is empty. Okay, so next is positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. Why he said that? Because very few alpha particle will you can see here very few alpha particle they return at to make a very small angle. So they return from the nucleus after they struck the nucleus, and they make a very small angles. Okay, so third was that mass of the atom are concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. Because why he said, because very few alpha particle they return and they make 180 degree. So he explained that because they struck on the nucleus, that's why they return at 180 degree. So he explained that it means that atom, the very small portion of the atom is made up of nucleus. So these were the conclusion. So you just understand what was the observation. After experiment he gave his observation, and on the basis of his observation he conclude and he gave his three conclusions. So first he gave his observation, then he concluded his observation, and after that he gave his result. And he gave the nuclear model of an atom. So what was his model? So according to his conclusion and observation, he made some model, and he said that positive charge, okay, the positive charge and mass, because mass of the nucleus is made up of proton, so positive charge is proton. So mass of the atom is densely concentrated in an extremely small region. You can see this is small region. You can see this atom, and the small portion is located by this covered by this nucleus. Okay, so this is small region, and this small region is known as nucleus. So what he said, that in atom a very small portion is occupied by the nucleus, and this is the mass of the atom. And the next is nucleus is surrounded by the electrons. You can see here what he said, that nucleus is surrounded by the electrons that move around the nuclei in a circular path. They move in this nuclei like that. Okay, and you can resemble this as a with a solar system. For example, the sun is in the center and the planets, they revolve around the sun. So you can compare this model with the solar system. And the last, he said that electrons and nucleus, they are all held by the electrostatic force. Electrostatic force means the negative charge of electron and the positive charge of proton. They are responsible to make an atom, and they are responsible to make a structure of the atom. So this was the model which was explained by Rutherford. Let's now see what is the drawback. What was the drawback of this model? Okay, so what he said that electrons revolve around the nucleus. Okay, and he compared his model to the solar system. Okay, so and what he said, that nucleus is very small and the size of atom is very large. Okay, so you can compare that this nucleus is a ball. This is a ball. Okay, this nucleus is a ball, and the atom is the total radius of the atom is a 5 kilometer. So you can understand that what is the size of nucleus inside the atom. Okay, so what he said, that the electron are moving around the nucleus. Okay, so when he compared this to solar system, actually what happened to solar system, when something is moving around the around any circular path, so what happened, if it is a charged particle, then it accelerate. If something is moving, then it accelerate. Okay, so if it is a charged particle, then what happened, it radiate its energy. Okay, so what happened, if the electron is continuously moving around the nucleus, and this obviously if it is moving, then it will accelerate, and if it is accelerate, then it because it is a charged particle, so that's why it radiate energy. Is it clear? So if it is radiate energy, okay, so after some time, what happened, when it is radiating its energy, so it will fall into the nucleus. So what is the result? The result will be that the atom is not according to his model, according to Rutherford model, the atom will be not stable, but in reality the atom is very stable. So that's why this model was not accepted, because this electron, when it take a round around the nucleus, what happened, after some time when it radiate energy, it will fall into the nucleus. So this was the biggest drawback of this model. Another drawback was that he was not able to clear that what is the orbits of these electrons, how these electrons revolve around the nucleus. So these two are the main drawbacks of this model. So the first is he was not able to describe the orbits, and the another was that after some time the nucleus, the electron will fall into the nucleus because it radiate energy. So here is one question which is coming in my mind, that if you are comparing this model to solar system and the nucleus with the sun and these electrons to the planets, so why the planets are not falling into the sun? Yeah, very simple answer. I know you know that answer, because planets are not charged particle, so they don't radiate their energy, so that's why they are not going to fall into the sun. Okay. Okay, so this is all about Rutherford model. I hope you understand, and thanks for watching. And for Bohr model, please watch my next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.